Ladies and gentlemen, I know what you're thinking. Where the heck were my favorite negros last week for an episode of Lights Out? Well, truth be told, I was a bit occupied. I couldn't get the schedule to work around Cosmos and Light, so I will take the brunt of blame for that one. But we're back now. As I always should. I agree with you, Cosmos. We're back now, but now the question becomes, well, where the heck is Light? So, some of you know who follow the YouTube, who check the community tab when I post updates. Unfortunately, Light...
He's in jail.
Is not in jail. He's not that dark skinned. He's a lighty. He is not locked up. He had a commitment to go check out a new house that he's potentially looking to move into. You guys know it's kind of a theme throughout the podcast these last couple of months is he's, always on the verge of getting evicted. Well, it's not a theme anymore. It's a reality. So we had to make sure he had time to go handle that. So he'll be back next week after Watch the Throne. As far as Spargo being on this episode, I know a lot of you are wondering, Spargo's going to be here, right? He'll be on next week's episode as well. So we'll just do kind of like a banger episode for the conclusion of Watch the Throne. You could go over the results and stuff like that. So that's the plan right now. Apologies. It didn't work out that way, but we didn't want to cheat the fans out of getting that good Spargo and Light interaction.
Apparently, Light claims Spargo as his son, so he has to be here for that episode.
The first black man to claim a child. We have to document this on camera, people. It's very important. But you know what else is important? For you guys to make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and show us some love, because that's how we grow and get into the algorithm. And it is important for me to let you guys know I did not, by any means, leave you hanging on the guests today. We actually have 3 sensational guests. We're going to have, representing the EU, Tarek. We're going to have the winner of Genesis Black and the LCQ, Apollo Kage, and the most unluckiest smasher there is when it comes to getting a qualifier spot, my boy Zomba. All 3 of them will be stopping by for today's episode. So we got you.
I really can't believe it, because obviously I was clearly going to win the LCQ, but I was like, you know what, Zomba, he hasn't really gotten an LCQ. Let me just throw this one LCQ and just let him have it. And he still just couldn't close it out, which is crazy, because he was playing like...
He's crazy.
Honestly, like the best I've seen him play in a while in grand finals. Like, he was cooking up Apollo Kage, and then I just feel like he was like, oh, actually, this is the last chance qualifier. I have to throw somehow. So he just ended up throwing.
Listen, that's just I appreciate a good storyline in Smash, as everybody knows. So I think whatever he's gonna say, very uncandidly, will be very hilarious to check out. I'm excited. But you'll notice
it's funny. It's funny. I actually told him, because we were playing after I lost to Lima, we were just playing friendly, and I was like, okay, Zomba, if you don't win, I'm never going to talk to you ever again. And he was like, honestly, if I don't win, you're never going to see me ever again. And then when he lost, I didn't see him the rest of the week, and I was like, oh shit. On watch.
Zomba. Well, we're going to see him on today's episode, so everybody can be happy about that. I'll tell you what, at the end of the day, there's a lot of people I wanted to do well for the last chance qualifier, Genesis Black. I was getting a little nervous when Lima lost to Wrath. I was like, hold on now. We already got 2. Not do well. Listen, we already got 2 spinning blue gems at Watch the Throne. A third would tank everything. Okay. And this is coming from a place of love for what I want.
Spinning blue gems.
Okay. And unless we adopt Coney's PowerPoint presentation on how to change some of the rules here for Ultimate, we got to do what we got to do. So that's just what it is. But without further ado, I think we should welcome our first guest. I actually tested his microphone earlier, so let me ping him in the chat. Mr. Tadic will be joining us. Oh, look at that, man. It was quick. Hold on now.
Pronto.
He said, I'm looking for this exposure. Where you at? Hey, there he is. Tarek, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Oh, hold on. I got to turn your ass up. Hold on, man. You low. Make love. You got to make love to that webcam, brother.
I'm trying my best, man.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can always hear you.
Okay, can you hear him, Cosmos?
Yeah, I can hear him.
All right, sounds good. Tarek, first of all, thank you for making time last minute to be here. I do appreciate it. We got to talk a little bit, my guy. You ready? So do you remember at Port Priority when we announced that you were going to make it in to Watch the Throne. You remember that, right? It was an exciting moment.
Was a good moment.
It was a good moment for sure. Now, on your end, you said something very candidly to me while I was doing a side stream. Do you remember what you said? You said you had a good performance at the tournament, and you also said, oh, he's low? He's low? Wait, Tarek, we got to fix this.
I'm too low.
You were, dude, you were perfect early on the testing. Let's fix this.
I
Hold
didn't
on.
change anything.
You didn't change anything. Okay, hold on. Hold on,
Where's the
chat.
microphone?
We'll figure it out in post.
No, it's the
Okay.
same microphone as before.
Can you speak closer to it?
No.
Oh.
I feel like he sounds fine.
All right, just speak from your chest. All right, you're in Watch the
Buddy.
Throne. There you go, like that. Perfect.
Oh, he said that's better, I think. Okay, just talk loud. Be an American for like 15 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Just be an
I'll
American.
try my best.
All right, there we go.
That's
All right,
perfect. That's perfect.
let me transition back. So, do you remember what you told me on my stream? You said, anyone who says I don't believe I should be here, you stand on that comment?
I very much do stand for that comment.
That's
very
right.
Much so.
You got to
I
stand.
mean,
You got to stand on business.
Before I said that I beat Shuton, I did lose to Siski afterwards. Samus, whatever, who
Yeah.
cares?
Real shit.
And then I think, I took a week break and then got 7th at UFA. Almost beating Gluto, almost beating Leo, beating Bloom, who is at the Invitational. So
Yes,
I do think I believe to be there.
I like that. You got to stand on business. Like if I say I'm gonna suck Pokemon's toes, I'm gonna stand on business. Right, Cosmos?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah.
He got it.
Yeah.
He gets it. He
As
gets
long
it.
as you don't eat them cookies, yeah.
Well, them the wrong cookies. Anyway, listen. So Tarek, first of all, haircut looks good, by the way. I know she got a haircut. You look good,
I
real there.
appreciate it.
No doubt about that. You and Gluto, and Bloom are the EU representatives, okay? Are you gonna outplace both of them? Keep it
Yeah.
real. You are?
Yeah, why not?
See, that's the kind of answer I want. Why not? Well, let's take a look at your pools, and maybe that'll tell you why not. But I still believe in you. Let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm gonna go through your pool. This is you're in group 4, and you're gonna tell me what your expectations are in each matchup. You ready?
Okay.
First matchup, Apollo Kage. Go.
I feel very good about it. You'll hear about him later, whatever. But
Mhm.
I haven't lost to Snake in like 3 years, I think.
Damn.
And at the same time, I was the first Greninja to beat MVD back then. And then at the same time at Let's Make Moves Miami, we played a friendly session, and Apollo Kage always was like, yeah, Greninja loses like -2. I'm like, no, it's even. And then we played, and I made him he understood why I think it's even. So I think like I have a pretty good shot. I feel very good about it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I like that. Well, AK will be on right after you later, so we'll get his thoughts on that in reverse. How about the young goat, King of Mexico? Does it the legal way, by the way. Spargo.
I'm so happy I finally get to play Spargo. I was supposed to play Matera. I lost a round before that, but
Who?
Cloud's one of my huh?
Matera? Who's that?
Terra, the
Terra.
France tournament.
Oh, play him
Yeah,
at Terra. Okay, my bad. You got that sexy accent. Sometimes I just get lost in it. Okay, continue.
I lost one round before I met Terra, so I
Mhm.
didn't get to play him. But Cloud is one of my most favorite matchups in the game. At the same time as Aegis, which he also plays a lot. I don't know who we would play in the matchup. But I feel good about that. I have prepared for him back at Terra. I'm preparing still against them. And I think I have such a good shot just because Greninja is a character that plays good against Cloud.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just feel really great about it. Can't lie. Well, like probably the most comfortable top seed that I could get.
The most
Okay,
comfortable. Wow. That's a big, that's because, Spargo's one of the favorites for the tournament. So that's a very, but I'll tell you one thing. There's something about these invitations when you just get right to the meat of it. No open play, just going against the big dogs right away. It makes you play even better. I've seen it plenty of times. Cosmos, you know about that. It just brings out that, it makes the competitiveness just easier to get to.
Does.
All right. Yeah, of course I'm right. I'm always right.
All right, you are all right. I can't say nothing.
And the last person in your group, Tarek, Light, okay? He's not here right now. A little busy.
Up pool.
Yeah, it's not his
All these
fault.
pools are up, honestly.
There's a lot of sordid drama within these pools. I will say that. But what do you expect? One, have you played Light before? And two, what are your expectations against him this time?
So I have played Light before. That was at Battle of PC5.
Okay.
He destroyed me the first 2 games. I come back to him the 3rd game. He fell out of my back here in the 4th game and come back to me afterwards. So I feel like I should beat him next time.
Oh damn! You just going right to it.
I actually like. Realistically speaking, I played Light at Miami and Port like for a good friendly session, each like around an hour. At Miami, he won most of the games. At Port, it was like very back and forth, slightly in his favor, but like he cheesed me a lot, whatever.
That's Fox.
That is Fox.
That's Fox. So I'm like, I think he will be my hardest opponent by a good mile, I'd say, in the pool.
Over Spargo.
Really?
Over Spargo, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. But I do still think I have a really good shot against him just because, like, he has taught me a lot about the matchup. He has actually helped me with Greninja a bit. And, like, a ton of things that I've learned, like, since Port, I think they will help me to actually get to the win against him.
I like that. One thing I noticed about you, Tarek, is the confidence is not just something you talk about. You actually back it up. You know what I'm saying? You actually back it up. Now, since I have you on here too, we're going to put you on the spot. And I'm going to ask, who do you think out of all of the competitors, I'm going to ask this to everybody coming on the show, out of all the competitors, who do you think is going to do the worst? Okay, who's gonna get the R-Fang treatment? All right, just get absolutely brutalized and cooked.
Dark Wizzy got it too. Come on, don't just put R-Fang on blast.
I'm sorry. Who's getting cooked? I'll tell you right now. You got a Cola, Tweak, Karama, and Bloom in one pool. Sonics, Ken, MKLeo, and Louie in another pool. And then the last one is Mia, Gluto, DeBuzz, and Web JP.
So I feel like the auto answer for people would be Webb just because of his pool. Not because he's a bad player, because of his pool. He has a really rough pool. I feel like it's going to be Ken.
Damn.
I feel like it's going to be Ken because, like, so I can back it up, I think. I don't think it's going to be Luis because Luis has, like, the short amount of time I know him, I've heard way too much about him liking to play against Sonic. So I feel like he's very confident in his pool specifically, aside of playing against Leo. I think Sonics is probably going to win against Ken. I can't doubt my my goat, MK Leo, to lose again. I'd be sad.
I'd be sad too. I saw that Sunrise performance. What the hell, Leo?
I didn't. Luckily, I was asleep.
Luckily.
Damn, man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I feel like I don't know how Gauntlet works exactly. I don't know like
me either.
It could work there, like who we play against. But I feel like his pool is probably the worst for him and Webb, like simultaneously.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those two. I don't have anything against Ken, but get out of here, Sonic. This
is a wise man for chat, folks, viewers. This is a wise man speaking right now. That's nothing personal, and we will get to the bottom of that Ken controversy this weekend at Watch the Throne. You can bet your ass on that. But that is Tarek's predictions. Now, for yourself, Tarek, obviously you're very confident, which I do think is a good thing. But let's be real, there's a lot of stiff competition in this tournament. It's hard to predict who's going to win anything, okay? As far as placements go, do you think you can finish within the top 8 or even further?
So I've seen like a lot of predictions roundabout on Twitter, everywhere, and like people either see me last or 9th, so I get a set win. I think like, I mean, I am confident against like most people in the roster because like I just like the matchups a lot.
Yeah,
so I'll see whatever happens. I think I could get top 8, but realistically speaking, I'm already set to win one set at least. I do want to win one. That's like my sole goal, just because like the people who put me 13th would feel pretty stupid then.
I like that. Cosmos, what do you predict Tarek to do?
I think Tarek's gonna get top 5. Honestly,
Oh,
I'm gonna keep it real. Because at tournaments like these, the players that like, because obviously you're not like a top 5 seed, but like the players that like are like the outliers in the event, like the vote-ins and stuff like that, usually some of them end up doing very well, and it's the ones that are very confident that end up doing very well. Because at tournaments like these,
yep.
people are very nervous because they're like, okay, everybody can basically beat everybody at this tournament because everybody's a top player, and you have no idea what's going to happen. There's pools where everybody plays each other. I don't know if it's like the same format where everybody makes it into the bracket phase 2. Yeah, like so you're gonna get a lot of practice, you're gonna get a lot of data, you have a lot of time to practice against all the players there and like just get a lot of it experience. And I feel like you are a player like you said, whenever you played light at Let's Make Moves, you were losing a lot, and then you played him again, and there was like more back and forth, and he won like a little bit more, but you obviously learned something from that. So I feel like since you're able to play a lot of the players there before the final day, which I'm pretty sure is like the bracket day, you're gonna be able to like just get comfortable and be more in your zone. And I feel like when you are in your zone, you're gonna feel like you should be able to beat anybody, and I feel like that's gonna take you very far. That's my take on that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think that's a great take, and I hope it comes to fruition because personally, I think Tarek's a great person, great player, and I hope you have a great performance. So now you're in Northern California right now, are you?
Yeah, I'm in Sacramento currently.
Sacramento's Northern?
I mean, Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, okay. The hell was I thinking of? I don't know.
I don't know what you were thinking of.
You're not even from this country and you know geography better than me, Tarek. Yeah.
Wrong person.
Oh, my bad, man. I'm talking to the right person, okay? And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, my guy. Thanks for joining us and best of luck at Watch the Throne.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. Bye-bye. And there you have it. That's Tarek's thoughts.
So before we go on to the next guest, I did hear that he was like saying like Leo's still his go, and I do want to bring up that he did make that one tweet recently about how like people were defending him because obviously people were like, whenever he did not do so well at Sunrise, people were still making memes about him. And like people were defending him this time, and he quote tweeted it saying like he really appreciates all the people defending him, and people were getting mad for him because he still does not give a f- about what people think about him. And he went on like the entire rant about how like he's like very grateful that what Smash was able to do for him, and how like back then he had to care about winning to make his like family situation much better and his living situation much better. And like now that he was able to bring his family out of like essentially the ghetto of Mexico and bring them to a very good part of Mexico City, and like basically like uplift his entire life, like he doesn't really have to stress about anything anymore, and he wants to like be able to enjoy life because he was very stressed back then about how he has to like basically win. And when you're stressed about winning, that's one of the worst feelings you can feel in the world, like being stressed about winning, like being like I have to win based on, because I've been there too. Like whenever I moved out of my parents' house, I was like, well, it's basically life or death now. Leo felt that too to an extreme because I was worrying about me. He was worrying about him and his entire family, like bringing them out of the ghetto. So like the fact that he was able to do that, and then also like do even more to like help his friends too, like, and like he has a girlfriend now, he can help his girlfriend too. He can just let him chill. So I really do respect that tweet that he made. And if he's gonna get ninth, like he's gonna get ninth at some point. He's gonna get better. He's gonna do well. He's still Leo. He's still the GOAT. He's still a top 3 player, like skill wise, fundamentally. Like just get off his back. He's gonna be doing as good as he needs to whenever he needs to.
That's right. And I'm gonna say this real quick before we bring on Apollo Kage. Make this clear, and I want y'all looking right at me right here. Even if you're on Spotify, find a way to look at me because I'm talking to you too. Listen, MK Leo, this man has done eternal, unfathomable things throughout multiple titles in the Smash Brothers series. Okay, as I've said before, man's got other priorities. He's come out and said, "I got other priorities." He even said, "If you're so concerned about me not doing this great, I feel bad for you because you got nothing else to do." I don't feel bad for you. I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact you're gonna keep trying to discredit this absolute Mount Rushmore approved player of Super Smash Brothers. Okay, you got somebody out here focused on the right things. Okay. Where you gonna go? Hang your hat on what the Melee players are doing? They don't know what they're doing. You got people freaking out about being included on rankings. Okay? Don't worry about what they do. Focus on what an actual role model of a game looks like. GOAT, family man, future husband Nito. Some little MK Leo's gonna be running around in the next couple of years. And they'll be better than all he ever were. So stop hating on my GOAT and stop thinking you ain't right to demand anything out of him. The only thing you should have is the privilege and the right to enjoy the content he puts out for free by still even wasting his time entering these tournaments. That's a legacy that's done been built.
He is wasting his time entering these tournaments.
That's the franchise right there, okay? Guess what? Jay-Z, he don't make no albums no more. He don't need to, because he did all that. He did all that. It's over, okay? He's in his mogul stage right now, okay? I'm hoping he invites me down to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Go back down there to my amigos. A little hospitito for your boy EO. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait, all right? Throw it out there. So, Leo, if this message reaches you, you know he loves you, and I got your back for life, brother. Just
Leo,
so we're clear.
You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT.
You
Don't
the
let
GOAT.
anybody tell you otherwise.
You the GOAT, man. All right. Now, let's bring in somebody who had a GOAT-like performance from Genesis Black. Talking about Apollo Kage. So I'm going to ping him real quick. Look at that. Just
Damn.
quick on the... See, when I actually organize stuff, it works out really well. Apollo Kage, can you hear me?
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
I can. You sound
You look like
fantastic.
you in the Shadow Realm.
Nah,
Yeah.
I like the lighting, actually. I think it looks good.
yeah. This is a different setup than last time, but don't worry, we're comfortable. Hello. How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. First and
Great.
foremost, congratulations on winning Genesis Black. I know that's one of those things where there's a lot of pressure behind it because the LCQ is last minute.
Before you
gotta-
go on this,
Oh.
I wanna start this first because when I got, because I was at Genesis Black too.
Yeah, you go.
When I got there, I got to the hotel and the first person I saw was Apollo Kage. So I had a little conversation with him and like we were just talking and he immediately told me like, yeah, honestly, like for some reason, I'm just feeling good about this tournament. Like I'm just feeling like if I just feel like this, how I feel I do today, tomorrow, I feel like I have a pretty good shot at winning and I feel like I am gonna win. So how do you feel like that feeling transitioned into the next day? And do you feel like that's the reason why you were able to close out the nail biter test that you were in?
Yeah, so the way I phrase it is that I felt nothing. So when I feel nothing, I don't overthink and I have like pure confidence.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter. Like basically I'm fully willing to lose and like die by my decisions as I live by them. So I had the
Damn,
same feeling
that's
at
raw.
DreamHack Atlanta 2022 and I had the same feeling at Mainstage 2022. It's something with me in qualifiers, it seems. So like whenever there's a qualifier going on, it's never in my mind, I guess, when I'm playing. Like I did not go to that event with the intent of like winning, I guess. I more so went for the competition. And that's why like my flight, I couldn't go to the Dragon House Monthly, the C tier the next day, because I booked under the assumption that I would like, possibly won't win. And then when I went and played, it was just like I don't know. It felt natural, I guess. And then there was points like I would die or I would like, miss out on a read and I would not lose confidence. So just keep going, keep pushing. And I think just not overthinking and just being able to like take it for what it is like helps me in those clutch situations because especially like with the way the tournament ended, like that was probably like a minute long, like last stock, last hit, and then I
Yep.
ended up like clutching it out because I just like took it interaction by interaction and just didn't die.
I would like
So,
to say
yeah.
that I was very impressed, by the way. Now, if you guys know anything about EE, I used to be a Snake main. I've always been a Snake fan, going back to the glory days of Ally before he was besmirched. But in the new age, we have a new Snake. His name his name's Apollo Kage, and he's damn good. All right, he's damn good. Now,
I appreciate that.
for sure. Now, AK, I feel like you're interesting because you operate almost essentially like an anime character. And that's not an insult. I'm saying like your mentality is just like you really be pulling up on some Luffy Naruto and it'd be working out for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you be as successful, do you think, if you didn't have the straw hat always with you? I feel like low
Nope.
key. I
Nope.
feel like low key, that's part
No.
of the power.
Because the
Mhm.
straw hat is a symbol for dauntless men.
Okay.
No fear. Doesn't fucking matter. So it doesn't matter like as long as it does, like you're not actually like delusional about it and like how you interact with people and like your everyday life. Like the cool thing about
I
Smash
want
is
to
you can
become
express yourself.
Hokage.
Yeah. I'm not showing up to the fucking grocery store being like, "Wow, I'm gonna be the Hokage, make the best meal ever." You know what I mean? It's not like that. But if I go to a tournament, whatever I have to do to assemble the confidence, whatever I have to do to, get myself moving, it's just like when I enter tournament mode, right? If you don't think you're the main character, like what the are you doing, bro? Like I have more confidence on this field than everyone else in this room combined. I'm gonna do my I'm gonna hit my buttons and they're gonna work. Like if you're not going in with that attitude, like I don't know what to tell you, because it literally can't hurt you. As long as you don't look at it from like a frame of mind of like, wow, I'm a moron. Like you give credit to the opponent, having the confidence and just being able to, put yourself out there and be fully committed to whatever happens. Like I don't see how that can go wrong.
Damn, it's actually like impossible to debate that, because that's such a good, strong selling point. 100%. So then tell me this. So okay, let's say you have, because every now and then you have those goons, those trolls who just like to be haters, okay? What do you have to say to your haters who say, I don't like this guy because he seems too fucking happy and he lives in an anime world sometimes? Talk to them right now, AK. I need you to put somebody on blast.
One day you'll get over your jealousy and come over to the bright side of positivity and uplifting others. You hate me because you ain't me, but at the end of the day, I'll still support you on your journey to becoming a cool person yourself.
To becoming Hokage.
Hokage,
Yeah, right?
bro.
Everyone can be the Mugiwara Hokage.
See, look at that.
It's within you, right?
I like that, AK. I like that a lot. And you'll still beat them in tournament too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, right? Like, pull up. You hate me? Come on. Come see me in bracket. Come see me in the battlefield. I'll show you what I mean.
Well, many people tried to see you in the bracket at Genesis Black and you beat them all. Now for you, because I thought Zamba had a really good chance of maybe winning it just because of how the first set of grand finals went. For you, when you lost that first set 3-0, what were you thinking in your head? Were you just like, oh, like, were you still feeling nothing, or was it like a little bit of panic setting in? Like, what got you to that point where you were able to actually clutch it up and take the tournament?
Everyone gets one. No, but in general, so Zamba actually used to like on me relentlessly for like the first year we played. Like it was 5-0, but in our last 5 it's 4-1. And honestly, like after grand finals 1, he wanted to get some water, so I stood up and stretched as well. It kind of worked out for both of us, and I took that Red Bull and I got wings after I downed it, and I made sure that it was a long day, so I wanted to make sure that I could get energy, right? Just because like I was like, all right, I'm not thinking about tomorrow, whatever that happens with this Red Bull happens. So I downed that, drank some water, and then I like gamer leaned. I did the fucking like the posture like oh dude, I'm in this, because actually like speaking of that, I think watching Hurt recently has helped me, because coming up I used to be like I used to go out of my way to be super stoic and just like not pop off. Like when I beat Desmona at like the main stage qualifier, I made Summit, but I didn't really pop off, even though like I wanted that really badly.
Right.
But I was like, I've kind of embraced how much like effort has gone into this, and like before I wouldn't give myself the credit of looking at it as a job, because it kind of is what I do, but a lot of the time people would be like, that's not a job, you just play video games. But like with how much effort like goes into honing the craft and seeing the results pay off and like actually being successful with it, I think it's fair to say that it can be like referred to as a job. So like all that stuff came together. I had that revelation before the weekend. So like when I won that, I was super ecstatic, because I tried to go there to beat everyone. So when I beat everyone, especially the people who had knocked me out of the last tournament, like Mudace, he is half of my major losses in the last 2 tournaments. He beat me twice. It was Mudace, Akola.
Feel that.
I cannot remember. Nao. So like half of that was Mudace. So I beat him for it. Like it was one of those things where if I won that tournament without beating Mudace, it wasn't legit to me. I had to get that win. So that's why I was happy, because like not only did I prove that the Zamba set at Battle of Z wasn't a fluke, but I also was able to prove that like, with my studying, because I've been talking to some of my homies for like coaching, like Open Bracket, Luma, my brother Quilly, and like Tony as well. MVD also gave me some Zamba tips. So like a bunch of these people I've been talking to, just trying to like get knowledge and learn. So just being able to take that, go back to the basics, even though I'd like lose, and just improve upon it, I'm just like, let's go. It paid off. Like I'm happy, man. I'm stoked. So that's kind of where that pop-off came from too.
Makes sense to me. Shit. As you should. Again, that was like not an easy situation, especially when you get back into a corner, having to kind of fight out after losing that first set. So good to you for making that happen. But I want to talk about Watch the Throne, obviously, because you did qualify for that, and it's a really good look. And thank you again for coming on such short notice. So we had Tarek in here right before. You might have heard him, and he was kind of giving his prediction on how he felt his group's going to go. Now you're in his group as well, and he said that he's quite confident in the Snake matchup. So he doesn't think he's going to have any problem winning. Paraphrasing a little bit, but that's essentially the gist of it for sure. What are your thoughts about that? We'll start with Tarek in your pool. How do you think that's going to actually end up going?
Honestly, I think a Greninja that's not like a pessimistic crybaby about the matchup is going to be a formidable foe, because most of them they just see the matchup and then they're like, that's it, conversation over. So a lot of the times they can't clutch it. So Tarek is a very reserved person, which is going to help him out in the Snake matchup, but he hasn't fought a Snake like me.
Oh, dang.
So
that Snake different.
I think it's going to be a good set, yeah, especially in that matchup. Like if he beats me in that matchup, he earned it, because there has not been another Greninja I've played who's done the same, except for Driston. We've played like over 80 sets. That's one of my most played matchups. So if Tarek plays it well and ends up doing it, kudos to him. But I'm more so focused on the main bracket. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't give a shit about how this group stage goes. I'm just focused on like the end bracket. However it goes, it goes. Like I might win, I might lose on day one. It all depends on how I wake up on that final bracket day, and if I can like get it together. There's not a single person in this venue that I can't beat.
Do you feel like does that matter if you start like, let's say like group or bracket play starts? Does it matter if you have to fight like Akola first, right? Because your last set with Akola went last hit game 5.
Give me Akola, give me Mia, give me Spargo, give me Light, give me like literally anyone. I don't care. Like it doesn't matter to me. Give me Sonics. Like it does not matter. I'm gonna play to learn, and I'm gonna play because I know that if I don't beat you right now, I can beat you down the line. Like I'll figure it out.
Damn, that's smart. And you went kind of crazy at your last invitational, or at least for the last summit. That was like, that for me was what opened my eyes even further. I was like, yo, this motherfucker is legit. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get wins like that by a fluke. So I like the fact that you think you're actually gonna take down anybody in your path. So you're like real saying like you truly believe you could win this tournament.
Yeah. There's not a single person in this tournament, let alone planet Earth, who I think is impossible for me to beat. So even if they beat me, I'm gonna make them work for it, and I'm gonna make them earn it.
Well, AK, you might have noticed that this episode is brought to you by our friends at HelloFresh. Can I ask you a question? Do you feel like it requires a good, strong, healthy meal before you go into battle? Is that safe to say?
You already know. You already know the healthy meal coming out.
There it is. The guns are out. Well, give me a minute to let our audience know about this absolutely breathtaking deal from our friends over at HelloFresh. Guys, with HelloFresh, you can get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes to deliver right to your doorstep. Skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking not only easy, but fun and affordable. It's America's #1 meal kit. Tis the season for giving and gathering, and with HelloFresh, it can be the season of savings. Actually save money this month with fresh recipes delivered. Cheaper than takeout. Any of that stuff is gonna clog your arteries anyway. You don't wanna die, you wanna live. That's why the pre-portioned ingredients of HelloFresh will never waste your money on excess food. And guess what? Did you guys know that HelloFresh does more than just dinners? From easy breakfasts to start your morning off right, to 10-minute lunches or satisfying snacks for both the kids and adults, everybody can enjoy something that HelloFresh has to offer. Their tasty choices for every meal of the occasion is unmatched. And the best part, no grocery trips required. I keep trying to tell you guys, you ain't even gotta leave your house. Now, me personally, HelloFresh has been a game changer for me, and I wouldn't love cooking as much if it was not for them and these delicious meals. So make sure you go over to HelloFresh.com/LightsOutPodFree and use the code LightsOutPodFree for free breakfast for life. 1 breakfast item per box while your subscription is active. That's right, baby. We taking care of you. That's free breakfast for life at HelloFresh.com/LightsOutPodFree. Remember that code? Lights Out Pod Free for America's #1 meal kit. Yeah.
That's crazy because I guess honestly you might have to be Hokage to make breakfast, because that was a Hokage-like speech, honestly.
Come on, man. I'm campaigning, baby. Send Susanito up to my room now. That was her name, right?
One for the books for sure.
Susanani, the chick with the knockers. I know you
Oh,
pronounce-
man.
Oh, Tsunade. Yeah, her too. Yeah. Hey.
Blue spinning gyms now, Tornado. You know what? Just keep it coming. Keep it going.
It's hard to keep track of all these names. Well, hold on. Let's switch back and stay focused here. Now, AK, do you feel like the fact that you have to compete on more short notice than anybody else is going to hinder your performance potentially? Is that a possibility in your mind, or just doesn't matter?
Hell no.
Nah.
I'm ready whenever.
Okay, ready
Like, it
whenever.
doesn't matter.
How do you feel about playing against your rival Lights?
Oh yeah. I
And
heard
this
you
time
talking
is
about-
there's definitely gonna be some audio, so he's not gonna have any Johns this time. He's gonna be practice because it's an invitational. He has all the top players there to practice with.
Tell him, Cosmos.
He's gonna be at his tip top form now.
It'll be
How do you
fun.
feel about that? Yeah.
I've been waiting for this. Be
Yeah.
like, all right, no audio, that's fine. Now let's see what happens, especially since he took down Hurt and AC, both other great Snake players.
True.
So, we'll see what happens.
True,
Either
true.
way, I'm gonna make it a fun set. Feel like
Okay.
my prediction is we're either gonna on each other, destroy each other, or it's gonna be like game 5 last hit. No in between.
Okay.
No
And who
in
do
between.
you think out of everybody in the tournament is going to do the worst? We asked this to Tarek too.
Yep.
I want to know what your opinion is.
The worst.
Don't sugarcoat it. Who's gonna suck ass?
That's honestly a good
talking-
question.
We're talking as EE called it R-Fang status.
Yeah, the R-Fang treatment.
Oh dang.
I guess you
I'd
were
say
right.
it-
It is R-Fang.
Well, if I had to say, honestly, he's my goat. Web JP.
Web
Damn.
JP. Okay. I mean, Web has
JP.
Web
So,
has a
like-
very hard bracket. Yeah. Go ahead.
He has a hard bracket, and honestly, he popped off at Miami. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm glad he got voted in because we used to play on Wi-Fi before he picked up Sheik a lot. But I don't know how he's gonna do in this environment. I don't know if he's gonna let it get to him. And I think out of all the competitors in here, it could be the person that like all the pressure could get to, right? Like, this is a big opportunity with all these top players. I have to do my thing now. So I think he's either gonna I'll choose him, but it also wouldn't surprise me if he just like pops off too. Like sometimes you get that underdog buff going in
Yep.
where everyone's sleeping and they're like, hey, yo, this guy
Yeah.
like he's not, and then he just like 3-0s you. So
Like
that's my
Sky J at
prediction.
Summit.
Yeah, Sky J. Yeah, he fucking destroyed me. Like comes in last second, like owns me. I'm like, okay. But yeah. So I hope this gives Webb motivation to prove me wrong, and he fucks everyone up. But that's my pick.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's a fair pick.
All right. And AK,
Fair
there's not even a point in asking where you think you're gonna place. You're thinking number one. That's number one.
Oh
on the
yeah,
bus,
yeah.
which I respect the hell out of that. Cool. So are you leaving tomorrow? Flying in tomorrow?
Yep. I leave tomorrow. Tonight I have like a local tournament to prep, and then get some rest. Leave tomorrow, and play till my hands hurt.
Nice. I will say this, AK, they got nothing but high praise for you out there in your region, bro. You definitely put on and represent correctly. So big shout outs to all that love that you bring to the table. And best of luck to you at Watch the Throne. And thank you for making the time to talk with us, man. Hope you do well.
Of course. All right. Thank you so much. And
Take care.
Catch y'all later.
All right,
Peace.
buddy.
Peace.
You know what? A man with confidence like that, coming off a big win at Genesis Black, that's one of the most dangerous people in the tournament, if you ask me.
That was crazy because I
Right.
definitely I thought Tarek had confidence. He was like, yeah, this player, he plays this character. I feel good against this character. I've played him before. I feel like I can probably win. I can win this. I can win it. And he sounded pretty confident,
He
and
did.
he had reasons to back it up. AK just came in like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna win. I'm gonna win. Like as long as I'm alive, there's nobody that I cannot beat. I'm like, damn, all right, bro. I understand. So
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely showed it at Genesis Black. The only person he lost to was Zomba, and he ended up beating him the second set. So, and those were definitely some really good players that were there. Like he had to be Zomba and Mutace, and those are some really, really good players. So I don't doubt him either. He took Akola to game 5.
Yep.
Um,
That was crazy.
Mia's definitely going to be pretty hard because I know that Game & Watch does really well against Snake. Like it's one of Snake's worst matchups. I don't know if they've ever played, but with his confidence, maybe he'll be able to pull it out. Who knows?
I'm going to say that I actually legitimately think that AK can beat anybody who they put in front of him except for Mia. I think I think Mia is the only person I would say
agree with
I
that.
just don't say. I just don't see it. Everybody else, I could see it. I 100%. I can see it over Cola, see it over Sonics, the I can see it. I can see it over
Yeah.
all those guys. I can honestly say that it's just the matchup is so damn difficult. Now, granted, we have seen Snakes perform against Mia before. It's not the most impossible feat. I'm just saying if I had to say one shutdown match, that would be it. But I look forward to AK potentially proving us wrong, and I hope he does really, really well. Watch Stones. It's so good, so good. But we have one final guest for you guys. We are world touring it up with the way we're handling business on this one. Let me go ahead and just ping him real quick. You guys might be a little surprised by this guest, but you shouldn't be. He's a friend to the show. He's a homie.
Honestly, I'm surprised that you got that Clipper shirt up. You got to take that down.
Shut up, Jim. Don't worry about it. Hey, Zamba! Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn you up a little bit. Hold on.
I'm turning him up.
I'm turning you
My
up.
goat.
Does that thing work or is that just for show?
It's just for show.
Fair enough.
Mine is too.
All right. Well, you sound good now, so don't worry about that. Well, Zamba, first of all, no, it's super last minute. Thanks for taking a couple minutes to come out here
That's
and
a
talk to
nice
us.
sweater.
It is. It looks good.
Thanks.
It looks warm, right? He's
Yeah.
in New York.
Yeah,
It looks warm.
It's mad cool. I was about to leave, but then I was like, oh, I might as well do this before I go.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy. Now,
That's why he's the
Zamba,
goat.
we got to talk a little bit, okay? We got to talk a little bit, okay?
Yeah? What do you want to
You
talk
got
about?
What is with you and just not qualifying for these events, bro? Are you? Is it a meme at this point that you're just keeping going? What's going on?
So, I mean, I'm just an idiot sometimes. That's kind of just like it. Like, I'm not going in a tournament really caring about the actual qualification about it. Because at the end of the day, I want to do good no matter what tournament it is. And it just so happens that every tournament that has a qualification in it, I'm usually folding at the end. And there's really like, it's not like when I'm playing in game, that's not something I care about. Like, I care, obviously, like doing those invitations and stuff like that, like that's cool and all.
Yeah.
I guess like I never really got to do anything besides the Ludwigs, which was then where I beat Akala and a lot of other people. So obviously, you know, in those environments I can really thrive in. But at the end of the day, it's just like I'm getting so close, and a lot of these players that get invited, they're not even getting close to the spots that I'm getting, and I'm just fucking up at like 4th place when it's the 2 other people that get in or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? It just happens. Dude, and I mean, my first good result, Smash Bros. Tour, that was an LCQ that I got into. I wasted all my points there, I guess.
Yeah, I remember that. You beat Ken at that event too. That's when I became a fan. So good job.
I want to slide this time.
Keep it up. Okay, well, talk to me. So you are actually, people might not know this, but you are actually going to be at Watch the Throne because you're going to be, sorry, Santa Paul's, because you're going to be our alternate, which is awesome. Really, really happy about that. So I guess the first thing I have to ask you is, who do you want to not wake up by any means so you could take their spot in the bracket? Who do you want out?
It would have to be someone in Oculus pool, just because I want to make sure I fight him before the season ends. Because everyone is really versus Steve, and I'm probably one of the best players in the world versus Steve that hasn't gotten the actual chance to fight him. And it would just have to be someone in his pool. I just really probably Bloom. I'm looking at it right now, and it's like I'm fine with fighting Tweak. I've kind of been farming him. I beat Karamar last set.
You're OD.
I'm fine with avoiding Bayonetta in my pool.
That's true, actually. Now, what if you got put in a position where you had to fight Bloom to get his spot in that group? Would you take that challenge?
I mean, if I have to, there's no reason not to. We played at the French tournament, and he 3-0'd me, but that was pretty close. And
It was pretty close.
I think it's doable. Rob Bayonetta is definitely like fucking.
Hold on, I want to show you. I want to show you guys something.
What is this production, man?
So Charles is here, right?
Screenshot from Tweak Talks. What the f- is
So
this?
Charles is here because he's like, "What are you looking at? Why is my face on the screen?" So I'm gonna show the audience exactly what's on the screen. So there's a screenshot from Tweak Talks. Since they came out early, I was like, "I'll just take this screenshot and just use this for the groupings." So thanks, Jims, for doing the work
You know,
for us.
you have access to the doc that has all this information.
Yeah, but this is funnier.
You got it.
Funny.
Anyway,
That's why people watch us.
there you go, baby. So shout out to Chuck. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I would really much so like to see us just open the floor for another spot and you just participate. I think one group having 5 people is fine. Unfortunately, I was vetoed out of that decision. They overruled me. All right, it was like 10-1, so it wasn't really close. But
Damn.
it wasn't really close. Charles is one of the nose. But I do want to know what your predictions are going to be on a couple of these groups, if you don't mind taking the. Okay, Group A: Akola, Tweak, Karama, Bloom. Go.
I think Aqua is gonna win pretty free.
You got that much? You got that much no faith in Tweak?
He was a little scared to fight my Steve, so I don't know.
Oh, damn.
No.
Oh no!
Toxic
I honestly have. I think Bloom is fucking phenomenal, and I can really see him getting second in this pool.
Okay, wow.
I think Bloom and Lima, like Lima has beaten Tweak before, and I feel like Bloom is just a different type of Bayonetta player. And I know they learn together and talk to each other as you should be doing. So I can feel like that Bloom, if he's preparing properly for this tournament, he could maybe be able to do the upset over Tweak. I think that would be really cool. He's fantastic, and he's just really just staying in Europe.
Yeah.
I would like to see him more. And I think after that, it would probably be Tweak and then Karama. After, because that's just how it be going, I guess.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, predictions for Group A confirmed. How about Group B? This one's a little wild. Okay, we got Sonics, Ken, MK Leo, and Louis Money. What do you think?
Well, Sonics is gonna win that pool.
Okay,
pretty free, honestly.
Pretty free.
Honestly, I could see Leo getting second. I don't think Ken has actually ever beaten Leo. And the thing about it
That's right.
is that Leo, wow, people are like saying that he's washed and all that like that.
Fools.
At the end of the day, one, he's still a competitor. He knows how to press the buttons really good. And people are still like, you're not fighting Leo and being like, and thinking like he's still free. At the end of the day, it's gonna be Leo and all of his talent that he's had this whole entire time. It didn't just vanish just because he got a girlfriend or like cared a little less about the game. He's still obviously like really good. And I feel like players like Ken and Luis, they might just be able to fumble to someone's like status like that. And maybe Ken has, I don't know if Ken and Leo have ever played. I actually kind of just said that out of my ass.
Well, apparently Ken is 2-0 over Leo at the moment.
Seriously? Where the fuck? Okay, well, Leo's trash, I guess. So I don't know. I take it.
My go.
Ken's farming that pool. And then I didn't know that. I'm actually good for Ken. I'm actually proud of him then. It'll probably be Sonics, Ken. Exactly how the seating is. Sonics, Ken, Leo, Luis.
Oh, okay.
I would like to see Leo succeed though. I like him doing good.
Bring out the corn, Leo. There's still time to practice, all right?
I mean, he's been at Sonics before during he beat him at Wave Dash.
Wave Dash with corn though. Is with corn. Yeah, so that's what he needs to do. All right. Group 3. We got Mia, Gluto, DeBuzz, and Web JP. So you got 2 of your fellow New York brethren in that pool. How will New York do? That's a tough one.
I think this is a really good pool for DeBuzz. This is lucky a very rigged pool. The fact that he gets Mia is very good for him because DeBuzz can obviously lose to Mia. They've had really close sets.
Yeah.
But DeBuzz is he's probably one of the best versus Game & Watch, and he plays a character that is also really good versus Game & Watch. And Rose is really niche, so I really doubt that Mia gets that experience. We might actually get to see Mia's Steve, depending on how he's doing and not. I'm not gonna lie.
What I think that DeBuzz is also really good against Steve too.
I guess he's pretty good versus Steve. He doesn't win all the time, but I can definitely tell he understands how to fight that character. And he sometimes might use he could use Min Min in that too. That would be an interesting counter pick war. I think Mia would probably get second. I really can't see him losing to Gluto or Web, regardless of whatever happens with DeBuzz. And unfortunately, the Web is my GOAT, but that's a tough pool for him. He's a fantastic player, but Game & Watch Cheek is horrible, and he drops ZSS pretty much, so I can't see that ever coming out, even though it's so bad. Pluto plays with Mr. R a lot, and when your only experience versus Wario is like fucking BD Bean, it's like, okay, like it'll be pretty tough to get that dub.
It's definitely not going to be easy.
And I'm not like, I've never watched Rosalina Sheik in this game, but I have a sneaking suspicion that Rosa just like cheeses Sheik really bad, and DeBuzz is like, he's a seasoned vet like that.
Yeah,
it's tough beating DeBuzz for the first time. That is a player where if you're able to overcome him, you're able to get past those like skill barriers.
Right.
And
exactly.
even though Webb's really good, I don't know if he's just there right yet.
yeah, he's definitely like kind of the gatekeeper. Big challenge for Webb for sure, but seems like we have similar ideas of how that one's going to go. And then the last pool, which featured two people who were on here earlier, we're going to have Spargo, Light, Apollo Kage, and Tarek. What are your thoughts on the final pool there?
It's a stacked pool. That pool is definitely going to be the most fun to watch. I think we all know that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Honestly, looking at these matchups, I really can't see anyone winning this pool. I know Spargo's in it, but I really don't know how. Like, Greninja, in my head, that sounds like something that's really good to counter, like, Aegis and Cloud. Like, I feel like, one, I don't know how good Spargo is in those matchups. And I really can see that. Obviously, Tariq is putting in the work. You know how he is. He's already here in California. Like, I can see him at least pulling out that upset. And I wouldn't be too surprised if he's able to beat Light and AK. Like, I really hope it doesn't go exactly as expected, because I really think Tariq and AK both have the chance to like beat everyone in a pool. And I would love to watch them both fight, which, I mean, they are going to fight, so.
That'll be sick.
It's a wildcard pool.
It is a wildcard pool. There you have it. Zomba's prediction. Now, as far as just in general, okay, we've been asking people this, and we got to ask you too. Who's going to get the R-Fang treatment, okay? Who's going to get completely shafted? Who's going to do the worst?
I mean, we all know the answer. It's Webb.
You just said he was your GOAT.
He could be a GOAT, but you can admit when it's an uphill battle for him. He's in my room, and he's in my region, and he's my boy, and I will be helping him out. And you know what? I hope he proves me wrong with what he wants to do. Like, these are all top-level competitors that have been proven for a while at this point, and he's still the new dog in town. So
that's fair. That's fair.
You can't like be delusional and be like, oh yeah, like I think these players that have done better than him objectively are most likely going to do worse. And his pool is definitely the hardest draw for him. Like if he had a different pool, I could see it like maybe getting a different win.
Hold on. Is there a gauntlet stage, or is it just pull straight into bracket?
Charles, is there a gauntlet stage, or is it just pull straight into bracket?
No, it's just like Summit Gauntlet.
There's a gauntlet stage.
Okay, so there's a chance that he might be able to play against a good matchup in the gauntlet stage and get a higher seed, maybe starting winner. There's a chance. But if it still doesn't go his way, I would probably agree with you, yeah.
There's two answers to this. Because I'm looking at the fact that there is a gauntlet stage that changes it a little bit.
Okay.
He's also one of my goats. Other than at his house for Genesis Black. It'll be really tough for Luis too. His pool is definitely really hard, and I can see Webb or Luis going like back and forth. And all the other players in here, they're like, depending on how the bracket structure can go, it can get pretty depending on like who wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Feel that.
All right. Well, we shall see. Zomba, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you as well. Travel safe, young man. What?
One more question. Who do you think is going to win the entire event?
Sonics.
Just dead ass free. You think it's pretty free?
It's not free. It'll never be free to win an event like this, no matter how many like things that people like to say, like, oh yeah, like I was prepared the whole time. I knew I was going to win the whole time. No, you didn't. I don't care what you're telling everyone. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard regardless. But if I was a betting man, which I am, I think Sonics is going to win this tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it. He stamped it. We approve it, and we shall see. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Zoms. We'll talk to you, buddy.
Peace.
My go.
That's the homie right there. Well, there you have it. Well, Cosmos, I'd say for a last minute put together episode. It's been pretty much a banger. We got
That
people.
was great.
It was-
That was great. We should do that more often, honestly.
I think staggering the participants for like big tournaments and having them come on might be one of the new metas that Lights Out will be exploring, especially with all the 2024 plans that we do have coming up. But before we close out the show, it is very important that we give our final predictions on who's going to win the tournament as well. So I'll start with you, Cosmos. I know you'll be watching the whole weekend. I'd like to know.
Yep. Can I pick? I mean, okay. I'll say I do think I agree with Zomba. I think that Sonics will be the player to take it all, just because I do feel like just ever since like we had him on the podcast and we've been talking more recently. I've been playing him like right before the podcast. I actually practiced with him on the stream for like an hour or so. And I can just tell that no matter what, whether he wins or loses, like he still stays hungry because he wants to like not just win, he wants to annihilate people and destroy people. So even if he wins 3-0, he's like, well, I want to win 3-0 by 3-stocking like every single match. So he's always going to put in the work. He's always going to put in the effort. And he's probably the most hungry top 5 player that I've ever seen in like a really long time. So I feel like that's probably going to carry him really far to just keep on getting better, even though he's already like a top 5, potentially top 3 player right now. And especially in the current meta, you definitely need that because a lot of these characters you have to study a lot against them. And he plays Sonic. Sonic's fucking broken.
Yeah.
So I think I honestly just think that he's gonna win. He destroyed Akola when he played last time, and he obviously hasn't lost to Steve like he said. I think he's gonna do much better this time if he plays against Mia, and he did pretty well last time, but I feel like it's gonna be a lot more of a one-sided match. The only player that I think would give him a hard time is Light. I think that Light is just his kryptonite, and I feel like if Light makes it to him, I think Light would end up winning the tournament because I think that would give Light the confidence to end up being like, oh well, I beat somebody who's won the last tournament, so I can win this tournament. So I think that it would be Sonics if he doesn't run into Light.
Okay. I don't have any deep dissections for my pick. I just have the one thing you need to win a tournament like this, and that's heart. It's faith. It's belief.
You know who has belief? I know you know who has belief right now. You just talked to him.
Yeah, Apollo Kage, of course.
Yeah. So you think he's gonna win?
I don't know if AK is gonna win, but I'm gonna tell you who I think's gonna win. Give me an M. Okay. Oh, my goat will show the world that once again he will rise to the top of that, man. You take away that open bracket, you take away those silly losses to crazy young Links and Marios and brawlers and all kinds of crap, and you put them in an environment with just the sharks. But if the sharks are swimming together and somebody's hungry, somebody's got to take a bite, and they're going to be chipping and they're going to be chomping. But some tell me that shark out of Mexico, out of the Rio de Janeiro, out of Mexico City, going to be a little bit more hungry than the rest of the competitors. So we going to see EE thinks MK Leo takes down.
Now I see why
Watch the throne.
Now I see why you're a fan of the Clippers, honestly. It just makes a lot of sense.
What the heck does that mean?
Anyway, what I want to say, like,
wait, the Rio de Janeiro's in Brazil?
What?
I'm changing my pick to Light, Tweak, or Sonics. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. It's been a great episode of Lights Out, and we'll see you on the next one. Say peace.
Peace.
All right.